Okay guys, so we're finally here with the Typhlosion team builder. This one's gonna be quick and easy. This might be below 5 minutes. These are getting more and more efficiente. So Typhlosion, and so first thing you would need to know about team building. Secondly, well, okay, one thing at a time, Jam. So if you're new, I always forget. What happens here is we build a team, we construct a team. These used to be longer, right? Like a whole 15 minutes where I went through the entire process, but then I'd have to separate the video, and then one video, only a very niche portion of viewers would be interested in that. So I decided to merge them and make it a lot shorter. Come to the board, come to the table with the team already built, and then we just quickly go over. Now, if you want more details on the whys and the hows, then the comment section is always there, and you can ask further. There's something else to this, right? And then afterwards, after these couple minutes, I'm gonna hop on the ladder and actually use it, because the team is never done until it's actually used. So here we go. Typhlosion is the mon we're aiming to use here, and I wanted to bring out its full power, right? Typhlosion isn't that great, but when it does attack, it attacks, and when it does attack, it's gonna likely want to be using its only stab and fire, and likely its strongest move option in eruption. And so what better to bring out its potential than to put it in the weather that boosts its typing? Sun. The sun is here. There's only one sun setter in Torkoal, so that's all we got. That's all we got to leverage here, other than Koraidon, of course. So those two are fairly self-explanatory. Nothing special about their sets, except that they're special attackers. Haha. But in all seriousness, nothing special here. Shadow Ball, from a coverage standpoint, I scrolled through the tier, right? Because it's gonna have 2 fire moves. Eruptions is there. If it gets the full power hit, then go for it, obviously. But most of the time, if not, it's gonna be clicking Flamethrower. I'm a Fire Blast kind of guy, but in the metagame nowadays, Fire Blast, Fire Blast with 1-hit KO, Flamethrower will as well. So it's not really that much incentive to risk the miss. Shadow Ball is there, so you can hit things like Slowking, Skeledirge, Armor Rouge, who all would be eating up your fire. Well, Skeledirge not eating it well. Shoot, Specs, Eruption probably 2 KO, Slowking too. With the Terra and Sun, yeah. Shadow Ball, it's another mon that I think it was somewhat useful for. Extra Sentries there for Pex specifically. The AV variant. Probably it's not gonna do anything, but it'll do likely more unless it's Eruption. Eruption likely does more in the sun, but I don't know. Depends. Let me see. Yeah, it probably does more, but it's specifically there for Bex. And we can one-shot Glamora with it. And you know, in the off chance Iron Moth is getting frisky, we can pop him real quick. Because Iron Moths these days aren't running Sludge Wave like that. I've seen several Sludge Waveless Moths, and so Sludge Wave being the only stab move that could do damage to Typhlosion. The others are usually Dazzling Gleam and Energy Ball and Psychic, which aren't doing that much, right? So that's something else. Torkoal's just Fizz Def, the usual. Now, as for the other members, let's just get the Great Tusk out of the way. Great Tusk is gonna do what Great Tusk does. If you're not rocking a Great Tusk, and it's evident that in your free time you enjoy losing to King Gambit, that's how you like let off the steam, right? I enjoy going on the ladder and losing to King Gambit, but if you're like me that likes to win, then you need a Great Tusk on every team. It's #1 usage for a reason. But in all seriousness, you don't need a Great Tusk on every team. It just eases building for me. Because it compresses so many roles into one Pokemon. So that's why people use Great Tusk. It's like why people use Landorus so much if you're around for those times, right? It just compresses rocks, Intimidate, Momentum, Ground type, Ground immunity. It compressed so many things into one mon that it's just like, okay, let's throw it on. So for me to because Sun needs hazard control. So for me to, and this thing gets a boost from like it's crazy. And so for me to go for something else, I need to get a secondary form of hazard control. Because Torkoal is always going to have rapid spin, but it's not reliable. And most are unreliable, unless you're going to run like Corviknight or something with defog. So the gold angle is not as used, so you know it's just warranted. But yeah, that's mainly why I have Great Tusk, and it's bulk up, knockoff. Yeah, we're gonna use bulk up, and I have a ton of speed. The speed is so that after rapid spin, I outspeed everything up to 383. So that's Dragapult speed tier without any investment, and obviously that's gonna outspeed Greninja, Cinderace, Meowscarada, all the things. So that's what we got there. I think body press probably is gonna come in handy. Knock's good, body press is good. Body press, people used to run knock for Air Balloon Goldie. I don't know how common that is, but I can see body press being very relevant again. So we'll see. Because obviously Air Balloon Goldie gets walled by body press. But we'll see. So then we have Meowscarada. So with the Great Tusk, I opted to go with a Corviknight. Similarly, Corviknight is this particular set I've grown to enjoy. One, because it can sweep most offensive teams these days once you get rid of their little special attacker. Most teams are heavily physical, or if they're not, they don't have something that can comfortably deal with this and not get one shot back. You know, let's say a Hydreigon or something. With Dark Pulse, right? It obviously gets body pressed to death. Yeah, it's actually very lethal. They'll usually have one special attacker or two, but one of them can't really touch core, and then they just get pressed. But primarily it's there for the dragons, right? The Baxcaliburs. As you notice, it's Terra Water, Baxcalibur and Dragonite, right? Those two beasts. Valiant is starting to run Fizz a lot, so there's a part of me that would potentially opt for Brave Bird on this as well, but we'll see how U-turn works. We'll see how, but you know, this also checks Roaring Moon to a degree and whatnot. So that those are the primary reasons for Le set. Because I also could have gone a Walking Wake with this Sun team, but yeah. So I'm gonna opt for Meowscarada here. This is primarily for the additional spike to help with Typhlosion and U-turn, because a lot of the things that Meowscarada lures in loves Typhlosion, and so things like King Gambit, things like Corviknight, things like Volcarona to an extent. I mean, Volcarona doesn't love switching in on knockoff, obviously, but to an extent, things like Amogus, right? And so very great pairing, and then I can just pop a spike up, and so that goes through. Yeah. But yeah, Meowscarada was primarily for that extra oomph as far as speed tier spikes and lowering things for my Typhlosion. It's partly why U-turn was on this initially. And then for the final slot, I opted for Garganacl. Now I had a Walking Wake here because it's like, yo, why not use a Walking Wake with the Sun? But then, you know, I was looking through the tier. I was like, you know, motherfuckers forgot who Garganacl was, man. Like this guy is still that guy. And the reason I said that is because people don't run Covert Cloak anymore. Like, remember there was a time where because Garg was so he had a vice grip on the metagame, but because trends happen, this happens all the time. People, like, I guarantee you, if I decide to go on a rampage with a bunch of Garg teams, I promise you I'm going to make Covert Cloak come back single-handedly, because what's going to happen is I'm going to dominate the ladder with the team, and then everybody's going to use said team when I get number one with it, and then everybody's going to be sick because I'm going to make the most diabolically disgusting Garg team, meaning really centered around you're getting salt cured, I'm hazarding you, and you can do nothing about it. So much so that people are going to get aggravated and say, yo, fuck that, I'm going back to my Covert Cloak user. And then the meta will shift around the fact that that Garg T is so centralized, then people will adapt new styles to counter it. And so that's how metagames evolve. So it's just trends. People are using trends now. And because I haven't been playing a ton other than when I'm recording, I'm behind on trends. So my teams, I'll be playing a ton soon. In fact, I intend to do a live potentially, which is just like like a super long live where it's part me getting reacclimated to the metagame, part me if I get number 1, then kind of be fun to do in one video. But yeah, that's gonna be it. 10 minutes, and let's hop right into it. I decayed quite a bit. I'm sure I haven't used this account in a week, so I'm likely like mid 1700s now. Yeah. So let's get some points back. Typhlosion week as fuck. When I click that eruption, everybody dies or gets to it killed. So that's what that's what our goal in life is today. Garganical is beastly. Yeah, Terra Fairy would have been blessed, but I get Terra Water too. Terra Fairy versus Terra Water is situational. Like sometimes it'd be better to be Fairy. Like Fairy curses here and wins. Tinglu would only be Tinglu could try to phase me out, but after that, just curse and wins. But yeah. So Flosion, Cole, Gargi in the back for potential sweeping later on. What's his hazard? Or could be both Tinglu and Iron Threads. Iron Threads, who uses that? Great Tusk. Yeah, part of me wants to put Body Press on my Tusk. We'll see. We'll see. How do I want to go about this? Let's break it down from a defensive standpoint. Corviknight can't be touched by, depending on what he has, almost everything on his team. Depending on what his Pult is. It really only gets touched by Rotom, depending on the Valiant and the Pult is, right? But assuming one of those is physical, really just Rotom. So the question is, how do I bait the Rotom into Destroyed? I can bait it in with Typhlosion, Torkoal, Garganical. Great Tusk can destroy my opponent as well. I do need more data. Meowscarada on lead. Punishes Loom, but Loom's a problem. If I give Torkoal up, I don't get rocks, which I kind of want. But I'd get Sun. So what I'm going to do is phase 1. Loom's coming. There's nothing I can do about that. What this allows for me to do is go for the lava. Is it better to Plume first? It is, because I know he's sporing. I could Corviknight here. The Loom can't 2-hit KO me. And if I wake up turn 1, he's done. I'm going to Plume first. He Rock Tombs. Please get up turn 1. Yes. This is blessed. So this is why I positioned. He wasn't even Sash. I thought about Roxing there, but breaking the Sash was far more important. So that's phenomenal. That was a horrendous exchange for the opponent. Even though the Rock Tomb hit, it was maybe a 3-hit KO. A little strong, so I'd say maybe I'd give it a 3-hit KO. Tinglu being in is big for a couple reasons. How do I want to go about this? The Tinglu attacking is never happening. So for a long term, I'm going to Rocks first, because I know he's going to Rocks. It's not really about him Roxing, because I know now my Typhlosion's eruptions are weakened. I still probably come close. And so what I'm thinking is, like, okay, I have Rapid Spin on this as well. Right, so I Rapid Spin first. I didn't expect him to do that. And what I'll do is end up punishing, because he's going to go Dragapult. So I punish with the Yawn. He can't stay into attack, so I punish him with taking rocks damage, and it gives me data on the type of Dragapult he is. And now I can Rapid Spin, because I know he has to U-turn. So now we're likely going to be staring down Tinglu. I expected Tinglu. So the Rotom comes in. So this is why I set up the rocks and pivoted it with the Yawn. Because what I'm looking to do now, since Loom is gone, I can Terra. Well, now that I see his Rotom, Rapid Spin did 12%. So he might be offensive Rotom, truth be told to you. Meowscarada is really dangerous in and of itself. Let's say he does Will-O-Wisp. Never in life. Even if he does, I won't lose. But never in life he Will-O-Wisp that turn. I could tell he was choiced. I just didn't know choice what. Now he's in a bind. Flower Trick with the rocks up is actually lethal as fuck. It's actually lethal as fuck. Even if he Rapid Spins, what does that mean to me? It's 3 KO him. Yeah, but now you're bodied. Even if you go Pult probably gets closer to a KO. So yeah, like, and now I'm faster than the potential booster Valiant, which is blessed. So now I get to Cole. I know he's gonna mindless the U-turn. Cole would have been dangerous if I didn't know he's gonna mindless the U-turn, but I've gauged based on the turn one, the style of player I'm getting. So Rotom Wash coming in is fine. We're always gonna go Mirror Scrap. I could have Lewis, but he's just gonna U-turn. I didn't expect him to. That's a very bad Hydro. I mean, if you're predicting Tusk, but it's still a bad Hydro because Miaskrata coming in, especially because I showed you last time. You always Volt Switch even if I go Tusk. So what that's telling me is that he likely does not have Will-O-Wisp. So I actually need to run the calc on the guard. So guard now just bodies in the sun. I'll force Tinglu in, but the problem is now Tusk comes in and knocks without remorse. His boots, the Valiant. I want to make sure I have the right mons so that the Valiant doesn't get out of control. But since the choice card my Miaskrata, I should be fine. So if we're staring down guard, he probably just attacks here. What, Draco? Go Shadow Ball. Okay, it's physical. Okay, Terra Blast goes physical. I'm glad that I learned that, which is great now for Flower Trick. Now he can't even beat Flower Trick. So I'll cure into Tinglu into. What do I want to do? So I'll learn to Tinglu into. Don't need the sun anymore. Suppose it could help with the Valiant, but could actually get Overgrow here. Let's get the kill. Always attack positions that cannot be defended. So it allows me to Flower Trick. If he leaves the Tinglu in, he knows he no longer can deal with my guard. I mean, there's several things he can't really deal with. Especially since it's physical Pult. The problem with this Corviknight, when it doesn't have Brave Bird, is because now Pult I can't touch the Pult unless I U-turn, which is obviously not ideal. But the choice card Miaskrata is blessed right now, so he loses a Mon guaranteed. Because even if he goes to Valiant and takes the hit, yeah, so it forces him to Whirlwind, I'm assuming. Yeah, let me see what I get. Tusk is perfect. Perk couldn't have been better because now I just get to knock off here. Even if he leaves it in, it's irrelevant. Okay, actually leaves it into. So it goes Pult. The problem with Pult is I know you're physical, so this doesn't even help you. I didn't think he would do this, but I guess he's just U-turning out and back into Tinglu on the knock. Risky, but it is what it is. Yeah, but that was very little risk for me to rapid spin the second time. So, so now I'd assume. Here comes the play that we assumed but participated earlier. Do I even need to suck? The only reason I'm keeping Sun to begin with is because of that. Well, he should Will-O-Wisp here or Volt Switch if he has it. So we'll get the Sun back up. He Hydro Pumps. Right, I guess because Sun was up. Sun was out and what's it called? Sun was out and it's funny because I can utilize the Overgrow to my advantage. So yeah, Rotom's gone, which means Tusk. Let's see, goes Pult. It's odd. He forgot that I'm choice card, or that, or he's just like, okay. So it's speed boosting Valiant. There's obviously no reason to switch. I could Terra Grass. Thinking what could. No, there's no need to Terra. And there's no need to switch around and U-turn and I'll do all that extra shit. I'll just do the damage here. Have him do what he's gonna do, so it's special. I'm curious, Typhlosion, can he kill you? Let's get a kill here. Yeah, Shadow Ball, okay. So I guess let's put F drop hacks. So Typhlosion finishes up as we get our first win with the team. Yeah, the first turn wake on Loom was obviously clutch. And dodging, Rock Tomb, that certainly, it wasn't like an inconsequential miss or anything. I would have been lower and I would have to play differently. But it was more so the risk of leaving. That thing was an annoying, very annoying mon. I'm surprised it wasn't sashed. Probably was loaded dice. I've never used Loom unless it's sash. It's not, the benefits aren't high enough to justify Loom if we're not rocking Sasha. Bro's 1955, which is great. That means we'll get a lot of points. And I love Typhlosion in this matchup. So we're likely going to be staring down Dragonite at some point soon. Miarskirata is going to learn the things as we discussed. Learn the things and to position Typhlosion for success. But before we can do that, we need the Sun Up. So the question is, what does he have on his team that would threaten my Torkoal? Obviously Dragapult. Is it worth taking the Draco on my Garg and giving up a recover? Because Garg can sweep too. Though he has Among Us, which is annoying. But Garg in the late game is a monster here. And we're going to be staring down Dragonite. Corviknight's Iron Defense is good too. This is another situation we discussed where Iron Defense Corvi is just a monster. Just an absolute monster, especially if it's physical. But I might put fucking Brave Bird on it though, because it's just, I don't like not being able to touch Pult at all. Miarskirata's bait and switch Typhlosion is hammering. So let's gauge the damage. So Among Us comes out, which I didn't expect. Same situation as last time. What's most important is that I have the Sun Up, even if he were to get the yawn on, the spore on me. If anything, that's an upside. But I don't want, because I could Garg. So what we're gonna do is rocks. I'm actually faster. Sludge Bombs. Please don't X. Okay, so he's gonna allow me to Lava Plume him. This is phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal. Burn 2. Doesn't get the hacks, which means now, yeah, that was a very interesting decision. Because now, I'd assume Sylveon comes in. I'll yawn first. Spoiled. Okay. Assume Sylveon. I wasn't 100%. Which means that I could Lava Plume into. Yes, there's a Sylveon. Now I can Typhlosion. It's gonna wish, but it is what it is. Typhlosion's the positioning. I have enough Sun turns. He Hyper Voices. What? He specs. Shit. That's not good. Because Dragonite gets to come in here. Shit, he specs. I needed Eruption damage. I didn't know they ran specs. Okay, that's good to know. Shit. Pult took a fuck ton. Good God. Yeah, and it's that mix set. My Torkoal being weakened matters, but it's workable. I'm getting the data I need, and it's Sludge Bomb. Because Garg is getting to the point where it can destroy him. Because really, once I get rid of that Sylveon or that Among Us, it's a wrap. So that physical set, which implies Hex. Why didn't you kill him, Typhlosion? It's where Fire Blast would have been blessed. By Garg. I'll eat. And let's solve the Solve Curing. I'm high enough. So Tusk comes in. Tusk's going to aim to spin. The question is, I don't have the Sun anymore, but I don't say I don't need the Sun. I want the Sun, but I don't need the Sun. I suppose I could have. I suppose he could be full offensive. I went to this with too much confidence when I had my Tusk. So let's think this through, because now my Miarskirata could die here, which is unnecessary. Potentially not. 23% doesn't look offensive. But I'm in the mood to learn a lesson. No, that sounded real. I don't say sus. It sounded very like BDSM-y. That's not what I was going for. Why do y'all watch this shit? Okay, I will U-turn here. Gambit comes in. I would have liked to have Torkoal, Sun, Tusk, Mongi. Torkoal, Sun, Tusk, Mungus, Tusk back to Dragapult. Tusk back to Typhlosion. Because he's gonna shoot Katao here. I could Terra and kill him, but it wouldn't kill him actually. He may hard switch. I doubt it. Though the Tusk is fairly obvious. If he knows who he's playing, then he may anticipate this. But he seems to have not. So Stealth Rock. I did not see that coming. That's interesting. Okay. Just spin here. He's never going Polt. Interesting. Grass Knot. Stealth Rock. So that's very interesting. 44%. This is actually really good for me. Because now I get to Earthquake freely. That's actually really good. Unless he's going to D-Knight. Part of me wants to knock. Is it better to knock? Is it better to knock? Him getting that damage matters. My Tusk is a problem for him too. Especially since he's that set. And he's likely... Actually, no, it's fine to EQ here. It's terrifying. Okay, so I forced the Terra and he Grass Knots. Okay. It was good to knock. He's Terra now. I mean, he's what? Rocks? Dual stab? This is an issue, but now that I've gotten him to Terra, I need to get rid of his Amoonguss. And then my Garganico can really have a ball. This is a really frustrating set for me, especially because I'm Terra Water. Okay, let's get rid of your lefties then. Knock me out. So he's committing to... Is it worth getting rid of the rocks? He doesn't have Sucker Punch then. Well, he might. I wonder what his other move is. Maybe he does. So what I'll do is I'm gonna spin here. He's gonna Grass Knot. We'll Typhlosion to see if he has it. If he has it, that means he likely can't touch Torkoal. If he does switch though, what do you go to? Dragonite? It's annoying because I need this. I don't want Torkoal versus D-Knight. I don't want him to try to sack Dragapult. Yeah, I didn't want Torkoal versus D-Knight, but I'll be alright. Unless this has Fire Punch as well, but he's always Earthquaking here. This is too problematic. That Gambit caught me off guard, and the Spec Sylveon. So I was planning to just ravage him with this Typhlosion. But he could be like a banded set or something. So he Declaws. Remember that Declaw Fire Punch set that I faced. It could be it in this case as well. So you turn first. So his D dances. Okay. So it's lefties. If I curse up. Because I could Terra Corviknight Arca Terra Garg. It's lefties. I wonder if this is Storm Zone. It's probably Storm. Would explain the points. I could Terra Garg here and curse back. How many of his mons would I get for this? His Sylveon would do a lot to me. But I'd get a Mon from him, which I need right now. Okay, so it goes hard, Amoonguss. Which is gonna hurt. But if I get the Amoonguss now, it's gonna be blessed. I'm actually still faster. Giga Drain does decent amount, but between the Salt Cure and the Giga Drain, we're doing work. Sylveon, okay, it goes to us. So he's gonna try to remove my item. Fair enough. Problem is he doesn't have the hard switch, and I removed. No. He doesn't have a knight. Well, he didn't show his item. What is he? Gonna knock, obviously, but I'm doing damage. I knew this would be an issue for him, but yeah, the Sylveon is the issue. Does he go hard? Yeah, he goes Amoonguss. I figured. So the curing, it's annoying, but something needs to be done. What would I be at with a Giga Drain? Yeah, crit me. That really matters. 1, because he got a lot of health back, and 2, I have to waste another recover. 3, he can go to something that can beat me this turn. Okay. So let's see. Fucking. Come on, man! Fuck! That is so fucking lame, bro. Jeez. Oh, this is gonna be close. I can still win. It's just gonna be. That was a really big fucking crit there, man. Two, dude. Ah, that's super lame. Giga Drain is doing about 30 something consistently. That's a really big crit, man. Because what he's trying to do is bring me to the point where the Sylveon can kill him. And because the Dragonite was leftovers, that means my Typhlosion. Man, well, we live to learn as far as the Sylveon goes. I can also, the Gambit, like what I'm looking to do now is get spikes and rocks up, or get 2 spikes up. Bro gets the max roll, man. 33%. He never did anywhere near that, bro. Fuck. It is what it is. I'll make do. So if I, that's frustrating. Was this a speed tie? So I get the rocks, which is big. He's just gonna go for the hyper voice here. I want this alive. If he mystical fires, I'm done. I lose if he mystical fires. I can't risk it. I knew he was gonna hyper voice, but I couldn't risk that. So if I Typhlo, if I Scarlet, how would I need to win this? Let's assume the Dragonite has Fire Punch. If that's the case, then I can't go straight Typhlosion. I want to lure him to stay in. Yeah. That's perfect. I knew he'd do that. Wonder what the fuck the other move is. I kind of need this because I need the Pult to be dead. Okay, I wanted to spike there. Did he rocks? Oh man, I should go with my gut. If I spike there, the Pult's dead. But I can't stop him from spinning, which is the issue, right? If I had Brave Bird, this was done. Yeah, I'm gonna change this to Brave Bird. So many times this game was done. Over, I tell you. So it's Iron Defense here. Thunder Wave, okay. Yeah, you can't predict these goons, bro. Which means Thunder Wave, what? Okay, so I'll do his Body Press first and then U-turn. If he goes hard Pult and I U-turn, he's done. And if I have Brave Bird, he's done. So what I want to do, I don't want Pult in, but at the same time, no, I have to leave this in actually. Because if his Pult comes in, it'll be weakened enough to where I can't kill him with U-turn. Fuck. He's gonna have to hope that Darts kills. Oh, U-turn crit. Fucking blessed. Oh, that's fucking blessed. That might be it. That might be all I needed. Cause the D-Knight has to fucking... Nah, it won't be enough. It won't be enough. The D-Knight probably has E-speed. If I had Blaze, I could bluff Blaze. Yeah, there's the crit on Garganacl, the 2 crits, bro. Like, just none of them is a different game. None of them crits is a whole different game because my Garg would still be alive. Like, half my team would still be alive. So that did, yeah, okay, he actually goes for the, do I get a burn? No. Actually, might not have Fire Punch. Might not have Fire Punch. Because he DD'd clearly. I mean, he might not have extreme leftovers. Let's assume he has Fire, right? Scarlet is not gonna knock him out, and then he's gonna Dragon Claw me. So I might as well. I'm pretty sure he has Fire Punch though. Yeah, man, that's so fucking lame, bro. That's a 1 game 10 times out of 10. But we learned some new information there. That Sylveon caught me. And obviously the Gambit, because I don't know what the fuck that was. But that would never work again. That would never work again. I think with the gimmicks in and of themselves, that's cool and all, but just don't hacks me, man. Like, bro, it's about to wash you with this Garganacl, bro. Because what I needed there, because you can see, I was trying to avoid the situation if it could be avoided, meaning tearing my guard early. But the Sylveon being Specs and hitting my Typhlosion threw my entire game plan off. You can see how if I had Specs Eruption like I expected, I would have washed this team, especially because it's leftovers Dragonite. That matters in the sense that the rocks are going to break his multi-scale and it's just going to destroy him. So yeah, that was a rough one to take. It's going to be some delicious points. But we move on. So, this is the one dude in life that uses a fucking T-Tar. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Sad times. Bro has every unaware mon in the T-Tar, like, literally trying to counter team me. Unfortunately for him, I have a Meowscarada, which is, puts an end to his life. And I'm about to fucking annoy the hell out of this dude with my... He seems like the type who doesn't know what Garganical means. And I'm going to teach him today. Today, I'm going to be the one to teach him. And he has, obviously, weather. I literally didn't put Focus Blast on it because I'm like, who the fuck uses T-Tar, right? If I had Focus Blast, I suppose it could have mattered. But, again, Meowscarada is going to be king. So, phase 1... oh, yeah, I forgot to change... this is the Brave Bird. I'm just not U-turning enough. And the team is sound enough to where I don't have to U-turn. Even though I'm rocking a Typhlosion and a Torkoal. So I'm really playing with 4 Pokemon. But Torkoal be working, though. You know what I'm saying? Torkoal be working, you know what I'm saying? It's just an interesting matchup. I have to think this through. Do I factor in the fact that he's lower ladder into how I'll structure this game plan? I shall, and because of that, a mindless Pot lead will be likely not Great Tusk. Okay, I was wrong. I didn't expect Tusk because Tusk is a horrendous lead versus Meowscarada, which when you see a Meowscarada, most people mindlessly lead the Meowscarada, but he was thinking I'm going to lead Coal, but Pot covers both Coal and Meowscarada. So that gives me a lot of data because he led Great Tusk there. A lot of data, a lot of important, valuable data. And since the you may get rocks, but it is what it is. I don't want my Tusk leftovers getting knocked. Not this early in the game when it can be avoided. I can have him getting up rocks if he'd like. Expanded. Okay, well, it's not bueno. Just realize I don't have a fighting resist. The fuck using fighting? Use this fighting resist anyway. Okay, so that's an issue a little bit. It's a little bit of an issue. It looks like it's adamant band too. Well, this doesn't have a ton of defense. That makes sense. I just realized he doesn't have a ground resist either. It could CC again. My Tusk may die. Don't want to knock him off. Because him being banded is an issue for my Garganical later on. If I knock him off, he can switch up moves. Actually, I do want him knocked off. Dondozo coming in is great. It's blessed. It's very blessed. It's very blessed indeed. I would see him doubling back to Tusk here. I could see that. CC did how much a Corviknight? 56. I'll be very close to that. That could be a max roll, but he's gonna double back to Tusk here. So what I'm gonna do. Dozo is very low risk for me, even if he stays in. I'm gonna Earthquake the first turn. If he wave crashes, okay. So bro is really bad at this game. Now I know. Now I know. I just need it because to wave crash there assumes you're expecting me to stay in. I guess he could think I was just going for rocks. Like, yeah, no, fair enough. You could have thought I was going for rocks. The Dozo getting hit does matter for me because it's gonna be everything is gonna center around Meowscarada in this potential end game and Garganical. But nah, I basically was just like, okay, well, the U-turn is gonna be helpful here. I need this to be higher on health. He's actually body press. Okay, so I don't have to worry about rest talk. So that's good. So now I can come back in at least once And that's why I didn't go hard Miarskirata, because I figured he may be this. So if bro really goes hard Great Tusk here, I really should Lava Plume here. But I can't risk him going, what if he goes T-Tar? It's not the end of the world. I do have Terra Fairy, but I wouldn't be able to Terra my Garg, which I think he's going to be generic Hex Skeledirge. You may think I have the legendary Solar Beam. And I was gonna say I could have went Tusk, but his Tusk actually gets an attack boost. So, but I'm already willing and ready to give up my Tusk. I need rocks. I just realized he doesn't have any hazard control if his Tusk is banded. Well, it could be Rapid Spin still, but rocks are gonna be critical. And he may be well, even if he is to sack. Yeah, Miarskirata is the only, so he does Tar as I expected. I don't want to play this. Since he's banned Tusk, like it's very, like it's in the realm of possibility that he's banned. Well, this must be the rocker then. So likely Ice Beam as I Garg into. Then he CCs me as his Tusk comes in, and then what? I'm staring down. That's not a great trade. I'd actually prefer Corvinado. I know he's gonna Ice Beam the first turn. He's leaving this in to get body pushed for sure. But let's say he goes what, Dirge. It's actually better to press here. One, I know he's leaving it in. But it's gonna matter for my Typhlosion. To Rock Blast, brother? To Rock Blast, brother? So he's heavy duty boost, which is good news because it's very unlikely he's sub then. That's all. Him letting T-Tar get bodied is gonna be blessed. So let's say I go Miarskirata Tinkaton, we're staring down. This is a misplay. I should not have gone to Garganacl here. Because what Garg does is it invites Great Tusk. If I curse here, what can he do? If I curse, then Terra. If I curse, then Terra. What can he do to me? Can he stop my wrath? And I have Spadef boost right now, which is lovely, but I'll obviously lose that when I Terra. His Tusk is a bitch. He Terra Fairied. Need his sub. Shit. It's Terra Fairy. That's there are pros and cons to that. Pros and cons to it. So what I end up doing, he's gonna I'm glad I didn't Terra. Well, I guess if I Terra, that'd still be EQ twice. Let me see how much EQ's doing. Yeah. So EQ twice, then go Tusk. EQ twice, then go Tusk. Obviously, Torch Strong is doing negative damage. I have heavy Spadef. Well, does the sand up? Yeah, that was after Sandstorm. So he's doing negative damage. EQ is not breaking this up, which I figured since it's unaware EQ. I didn't think he'd be sub since he was boots, but it is fine as sub. We'll break the sub. All I do is go Tusk here. And what this does is it allows me to break his sub. He's going to have to knock off, which is blessed. So my Tusk won't even die. I mean, he's going to have to, what's that move called? He's going to have to go for that healing move. Slack off. There we go. Him being Terra Fairy matters because Miarskirata can't threaten as easily, but he can't Terra anything else. And he's giving up his fire resist, his good ones at least. He really stayed into Terra Blast, so he's not Shadow Ball. If he stayed into Terra Blast, then if I go Typhlosion, I guess the Eruption being weakened by a little bit isn't gonna kill me, right? If I go Miarskirata and what's it called? He's gonna go to Tinkaton on me. As I get Torkoal in versus Tinkaton. Well, you turn and Torkoal into Tinkaton. I lose my Heat Rock. Alternatively, I could go Typhlosion and Flamethrower, but he's gonna go Polt. I don't like that positioning. Bring on the Tinkaton. If I get Frisky and Spike, T-Tar dies. But if he leaves the Skeledirge in, I'm a Spike. Even if he leaves it in, I figured there's just... So it's not a game-losing Spike, even if he were to stay in there. But what that allows is for his T-Tar to die on switch, right? And so now I can comfortably go Torkoal Typhlosion as I'll yawn here. The thing we've been doing all day. Right, we yawn into the Polt, then spin. He could yeah, I'll yawn. I knew he'd do some stupid shit like that. I'll still yawn again. I knew he'd do some stupid shit that like either risk the Tinkaton, which obviously would open up my Meowscarada. But now he's taking... He goes Tusk. He's attacking 100%. The question is, do I want to give up my Terra Water? I don't want to Terra and Rapid Spin and he goes to Polt. So what I'll do is go to, yeah, I did not want him to go to Polt as I Terra'd. So if he's going to leave the Polt in, then he's going to go for Shadow Ball / Flamethrower. If he U-turns, I'll have to give up my Corviknight. I'm really mad he just knocked off with the Tinkaton. That's such a bad play for a lot of reasons. But, says Shadow Ball Specs. Excellent day. Ugh. I could have killed this Tinkaton and just washed him with this fucking Meowscarada. I'll still be able to. Especially because now I know his, So let's do the Meowscarada thing right now, actually. This dude goes Tinkaton on a... Okay. Goes Tinkaton on a Garganacl that uses Salt Cure. Jam, he's low ladder. What are you doing? Of course he's going to do that. Okay, we're going to just go for it. Let's say he doesn't go this. If he goes Polt. Oh, Yawn. Yawn's no drawback, no matter what mon he goes to. I knew it. I knew he'd do that. Yawn's no drawback, though. So I'll spin here. Okay. So he lets the Tinkaton go to sleep and gets the sleep fodder off, which is helpful. I'll give him that. So Polt comes in. I figured if Polt came in on Meowscarada, since he's specs, I'll be fine. I'll go Corviknight on the... He does U-turn shit. Actually, that was a... yeah, because the Skeledirge has to come in, which I was trying to avoid healing. Skeledirge is slower than my Corviknight. It is what it is. It gets the slack off, which I was trying to avoid, but now struggles with the Flamethrower, and Polt only has 2 switches left, I think. So I still have my Terra in hand. Terra Fire. So Polt has, yeah, it has 2 switches left. It could Draco, but we always like Corviknight. I'm gonna be very careful around this Skeledirge in the late game. Once this Polt dies, Typhlosion and Meowscarada does it. So if I go Torkoal here and he kills Torkoal, no, I'd rather have him on. He should Draco. Yeah, which allows me to heal. I can U-turn here. I'm not letting that shit come back in. So I can Flamethrower. Typhlosion is taking a ton of damage, which I don't want, but I can't spin. Well, I can. It's possible. Okay, so it gives, especially because he fucking gave up the Yawn. So Polt has, this is his final stand as I give Corviknight up to see what he lock himself into. So he Shadow Ball locks, which is perfect. Do I Spike Spam until he brings me to... That's game, right? Unless he lucks me. If he crits me at... So what I'm thinking about is Spike Spamming into him bringing me into Overgrow, Terra Grassing on his Skeledirge, hitting with Flower Trick. He left. . My problem with that is that his Tusk is still alive. I can't tell whether it was physical. I didn't hit his Skeledirge, I don't think. So, Overgrow. Let's count this. Meow is not the strongest thing in the world, but it be doing damage on the right time. Okay. So, Overgrow. What's the ability? Overgrow. How do I activate Overgrow? Okay. Let's see. It's 2%. Flower Trick. Terra Grass. Skeledirge. Oh, you substitute. Flower Trick would do. Wait, what? Grass, Terra Trick. So what am I missing? That doesn't look right. Oh, he's fucking Terra. So Terra, they would do 65 to 70 something. It's not enough. Okay. What's a U-turn there? What's a misplay? Supposed to U-turn there. It's a big misplay. Supposed to U-turn into Typhlosion there. Though, I mean, I don't know. I don't want the Dondozo coming in. So if I were to shot another Terra type right now, other than grass. Him subbing is a bitch, but it's not my fault for letting him heal. Question is, do I try to win with Typhlosion or do I try to win with? Yeah, so many times Blaze would have been clutch. 5 seconds left. Bro brought a timeout. Did he leave? Oh shit! Alright, he never came back. Bro should have came back. Could have won a game there, potentially. Yeah, had I killed his Tinkaton, none of this would have been the case, or just spun. But like, why am I assuming bro has a game plan? But I always make the best possible plays though. So, to make sure that even if the person does a high risk, low reward play, like say going Polt on Torkoal. Yeah, Skeledirge, man. Skeledirge is annoying as shit. That particular, I guess Terra Fairy sub is back in, it used to be Terra Water back in my day. But yeah, we're going to end it there. 53 minutes should be Gucci. I think this team is going to be a lot of fun. The link to it will be in the description down below. Basement. And hit the like button if you enjoyed and made it this far. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.